Turn 1. I'm Sean Fitz. It's been a great week, and we're going to top it off with some ARCA racing with Sunday Night Thunder right here on Turn 1. 80 laps around the famed Homestead Miami Speedway. It's going to be a good time, and we're glad you're with us here tonight. Whether it be over on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, we are broadcasting live to your favorite streaming platform, and we're happy you're here. Pedro Mojica is going to start on the pole tonight. Jose Gonzalez, P2. I tell you what, the driver who has been the most impressive over the last couple weeks, Justin Fuller, winning 2 of the last 4, is going to start P3. Tyler Dalton, Nelson Rivera going to start in your top 5. Can't wait to bring this to you again. It's going to be a good time here tonight. 80 laps around Homestead Miami Speedway. And these ARCA machines for the Sunday Night Thunder and the Sim 500 group right here on Turn 1. Down into 3 and 4, under behind the pace car for a quick warm-up lap that's going to come to conclusion here. The pace car is going to dip down. Pedro Mojica, Jose Gonzalez, your front row. They're going to get them all the way down to the start zone. And the green flag is out. We're ARCA racing at Homestead. Mojica out front, free and clear. Riding the bottom. We're going to see a lot of different angles, a lot of different lines for these drivers here tonight. As they come down the backstretch, we got cars spinning on the backstretch. Who was that back there? It looks like Doy Woods. John Schwerkart involved. That's going to bring the caution out, unfortunately, here on lap 1. Not the start the Sim 500 crew wanted to see here early, but nonetheless, under caution here for the first time here tonight at Homestead. That's okay. We've got a lot to cover here tonight. As Pedro Mojica is going to lead him back around, all the way back to behind the pace car. Again, 80 laps underway here tonight at Homestead for the Sim 500 group. And I tell you what, while we're at it, this is race number 5 of the season. And I believe we're halfway through the ARCA series with this group. It's been an incredible run with these guys. As you, if you've watched any of our Sunday night coverage, you know Sim 500 and this Sunday Night Thunder crew put on a great show. If you want to check out more information about them, head on over to sim500.com. This group runs, not necessarily this group, but every aspect of Sim 500. I believe there's like 5 leagues total under the umbrella, running almost every night of the week. So sim500.com for more information. Again, 80 laps here tonight, and 2 sets of tires in the pits. And if you're new to Homestead Miami Speedway, you'll know they're going to be using those Goodyears up pretty hard here tonight. These drivers are really going to be leaning on those right fronts. This racetrack is a racer's racetrack. The high line, the low line, everything is at play here, and it's all about trying to find comfort in the car while also keeping those tires underneath it for your full 80-lap run. I believe they could go on 1 stop on fuel, but we will see these drivers coming down pit road again, taking those Goodyears as soon as they possibly can. Now, you heard me talk about it at the top of the broadcast. The driver to look out for here tonight, or we have a couple actually. We'll start with the driver of the 51, Justin Fuller. Has been an incredible force on the racetrack, has had some really fast cars each and every week. He has been up front more than not, really. And if he's not up front on the point, he's in the top 5. He's won 2 of his last 4 starts and 3 top 5s, so definitely something to contend with there. I believe he was wrecked out week 1 or something like that. So either way, something to keep in mind. He's definitely going to be a contender here tonight. Another driver to pay close attention to, Stephen Miles. That driver is, I tell you what, he's due for one. He has been really hustling this season so far and really trying to put a run together. I wouldn't necessarily consider him a dark horse, but somebody that you should look out for here tonight as a contender for this race. Another driver up front here that we're going to pay close attention to is the 19 of Tyler Dalton. He's currently running 5th after that start. He's going to start in the same, or he's going to restart the same position he started in there. Dalton, always quick at these intermediate tracks, and I suspect we will see him up front if he can close it out. Dalton, a really great, fast driver, but he's got to save those tires, and this racetrack is going to be difficult to make that happen. The pace car is about to duck back off here in just a moment. We're about to go back green flag racing lap number 5 here tonight at Homestead. Up front on the front row now is going to be Mojica and Fuller. Again, 37 drivers qualified for tonight's race here at Homestead. Who's going to finish up front on the point where it matters most here? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to get back into it. In the restart zone they go. The green flag back out. Mojica free and clear out front. Justin Fuller also getting out front free and clear of all the traffic behind him. Then it starts a little bit of the chaos. Nelson Rivera's back there. Jose Gonzalez, Stephen Miles, Dalton England. They're side by side as they come down the backstretch. Nearly 3 wide. They are 3 wide as they head off into 3. That's England, Miles, and Gonzalez. Gonzalez starting on that front row, sliding back down in the middle. And in some trouble there, 5th, and continuing to fall through the field. In the meantime, we go back up front, our top 4 single file. That's Mojica, Fuller, Rivera, Miles. And your top 4 here tonight at Homestead. We got a driver all the way up against the wall. That's Dalton England. That is what I was talking about just a little while ago. These drivers here at Homestead are going to find a lane that works best for them, whether it be the top or the bottom. We saw England, one of the first drivers to go up to the high line down there in turn number 1 here tonight. Another driver up there, Tyler Dalton, trying to make something happen. He's got to shift down. Gonzalez almost stops in that high line. He is continuing his fall through the field, now back down to 7th. Our front 3 are single file, riding in each other's tire tracks, all led by the 858 of Pedro Mojica. Strong start to Mojica, but Fuller's hot on the bumper. They are tight going off into 1. We're looking back there for 3rd. That's Dalton England now, leveraging that the ability to move around the racetrack a little bit. He's up underneath. Nelson Rivera looking to make a pass there. Oh, he's going to make contact. That's with him and Stephen Miles making contact right rear to left front. But England's going to settle into 4th. One, two, three, single file coming down the backstretch. Miles looked on the outside of England, but is going to move back down to the bottom. These ARCA cars are certainly a beast to contend with, and something a lot different than even, say, the Xfinity machines and certainly the Cup. You've got to build up some momentum here, and you've got to leverage that. You've got to keep your quarter speed up if you want to be strong and fast on the straightaways here, both in the front and the back set here at Homestead. England's going to secure his 4th place. He's going to start looking under the inside of the 22. Nothing there. He's going to move up a lane. Look at him drive around the outside. That car is going to get a little tight, but he's going to be alongside the 22. He's going to have that spot here on lap number 10. Back up front here, Pedro Mojica continuing to lead, led all the laps so far, starting on the pole. Shown some great pace, has been the fastest, one of the fastest drivers in the top 5. But really, Dalton England, Stephen Miles showing the class of the field over the last couple laps. And there you see it, England leveraging that high line once again. Really whipping that 40 car around, and he's going to bump up to 3rd place. Back to the high line. Everybody else in the top 5 goes to the low. England goes to the high. That momentum is really working for that 40 car, but how much of those Goodyear tires are they using up here tonight to make that happen? Is that going to be a factor for the 40 car, especially on a longer green flag run? Pay close attention to that as he's again alongside there's Stephen Miles. Miles took that inside line, but now England really tight to the bumper, the 51 of Fuller. You saw that momentum coming out of 4, playing a factor for the 40. They're going to settle in, though, back into single file. Taking a look back here, Cody Keller, he's up 4 spots right now, sitting 6th. Sitting right behind Nelson Rivera. Jose Gonzalez is just behind him. Gonzalez starting on that front row, fell back all the way to 7th. Unfortunately, a miss on that 26 car. Another driver here tonight that is a bit of a dark horse, I would argue, is Chad Coleman. Coleman has been fast several weeks out of the season so far here. He's got a pole in his last 4 starts. Just has strong potential, just needs to finish it out here. Coleman right now running P8. Going back up front, Fuller now starting to look a little further up the racetrack for some speed. Mojica running right down the bottom of the apron where he has been running lap over lap, but Fuller now hunting for a better place, maybe looking for a little bit of an aero advantage or something there out of that 51, trying to figure out how he could get by the 58. One, two, three, they roll off into turn number 4. Again, Dalton England high on the outside there. Fuller's going to, again, a lane up higher than Mojica. Even that little bit can drastically change how the car handles, also change your exit speed on the corner. Now, Fuller goes to the high line, almost mimicking what England was doing last lap. Look, all of a sudden, the 51 starting to hunt the racetrack for a better line. But that momentum tucks him right up to the bumper of the 58. Again, he's going to go high, but England's going to start looking underneath him on the inside as they roll out of 4. Now, all of a sudden, side-by-side battle. England starting to challenge the 51 for that spot. Meanwhile, Fuller is looking for an advantage over the 58. Taking a look a little further back here, Rivera and Cody Keller cruising around here, 5th and 6th. Another driver who we used to see a really strong performance out of is that 84. And that is Anthony Calatoni. Unfortunately, just haven't seen a whole lot of flash out of that driver as of late. But right now, comfortable sitting in the top 10. Looking for a strong finish here, the redemption arc in the Sunday Night Thunder ARCA series. Looking a little further back here, this Joey Gattina running 14th. Troy Haight, Logan Koger, another driver who has been up front quite a bit here. Brian Daly, Brent Scott, James Durr, and finally Josh Urquhart, your top 20 again. As I mentioned, 37 cars here running so far. And Tyler Dalton, a lap down. Not sure what may have happened here. He came down pit road lap 8. Interesting strategy out of Tyler Dalton. Something we'll have to pay close attention to. Speaking of paying close attention to, the dark horse, another dark horse here tonight is Brian Wortman. Brian had a strong finish. Oh, as I see that, he's going to get loose coming out of 2. Brian Wortman. Oh, we got a wreck. Speaking of, Logan Koger goes around. And a couple others try to dodge. We got cars sideways across the racetrack. That's Byron Daly involved. Thomas Hazlett. Vincent Guerrero also involved. Ron Holyfield. And the caution's going to be out here, lap number 19. It looks like this started around Doy Woods. Logan Koger, let's take a look. Oh, it just happened down the backstretch. Couple cars fighting for the same real estate there as they rolled off into turn number 3. That's going to bring the caution out for the second time here tonight for the Sim 500 group here on Sunday Night Thunder. I think we'll see mostly everybody come down pit road. We are. It's going to start with the 58, the 51, the 40, the 24, the 22. Everybody's hitting pit road. We'll see what this all shakes out for everybody. We're going to step aside for just a moment. You're watching Turn 1. Pit stops come to completion, and we're getting ready to get back. Green flag racing lap 22. John Schwarkart won. He stayed out, so this is going to be a huge opportunity for him to take advantage of. Stephen Miles looks like a two-tire stop. Chad Coleman, Jose Gonzalez, Alan Wild all look like they may have taken 2 tires. We'll see if this pays off as we go back. Green flag racing down in the restart zone. Lap number 22. We're back live here at Homestead. This is certainly going to shake some things up. Justin Fuller, I think, is going to be one of the first drivers. They're 3 wide, rolling into 2. Fuller gets sideways into the wall. Makes contact with several drivers, and the caution's out. I was about to say how exciting that was going to be. 2 tires versus 4 tires with Fuller, the first driver to take 4, and unfortunately, the driver of the 51 is not going to see victory lane here tonight. A ton of front end damage on the 51 car. Also involved in that is Cody Keller. Thomas Hazlett, unfortunately, involved in that incident again. Hazlett, that's 2 cautions in a row for him. I imagine there's some frustration out of the Hazlett machine, the 47 there. Under caution here once again on lap number 23. While we've got the opportunity, let's talk about the point situation in the top 5. Fuller, this is not going to be a good night for him in terms of not only are we going to not see him run up front again tonight, but we are also going to see him take a hard hit into points. Currently right now sitting P1 on points. And yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Brian Wortman, this is a big... Actually, hold on one second. I may have my notes wrong, but that's okay. We can figure it out. I do believe Fuller is on top of the point situation. Let's take a quick look here before I get too much further into it. We'll go straight to the source. How about that? There we go. Yep, Justin Fuller sitting P1 of the points. Brian Wortman is P2 right now. Ricky Barbary having a solid points run here. He's he is only 12 points off of Fuller. So this is going to be a big night for the top 5 and mix up Chad Coleman right there as well. And then rounding out the top 5 is John Mustaine Jr. Again, he's having a solid points night. Fuller's he's to the good. It's basically a 3-way tie for second. But everybody behind him is down 48 points. But this is certainly going to tighten up that point situation here. Out front, Josh Workhart is going to take him back to the restart. When we return, you're watching Turn 1. Getting ready to get back. Green flag racing here, lap 26. The caution lights are off on the pace car. That's a signal. It's 1 to go. Want to take a quick moment. We got some folks over on the vertical stream here tonight. Want to say hello to Macy tuning in. Macy, thanks for being here tonight on Turn 1. And obviously Justin Fuller mentioned the skinny broadcast over on the vertical stream. We appreciate Fuller tuning in here before the race got started. Facebook and that crew over there, a little light tonight, but make sure, if you haven't already done so, wherever you're watching us tonight, do me a favor, give us a follow, a thumbs up, a subscription. Whatever you can do to support the channel would be greatly appreciate all the support. Pace car is going to duck back down pit road. And to back out, the green flag. We're back underway here at Homestead. Shortguard out front, free and clear. We still have a 2 versus 4 tire fight up front. Stephen Miles, Chad Coleman side by side. Then it's Jose Gonzalez. Pedro Mojica, the driver who started on the pole, led the most laps so far here tonight. He's currently sitting in 5th. He does have 4 tires on that machine. Schwarkart in a little bit of trouble. He's going to give up that spot. Oh, the 24 is going to get tight. He's going to slide up the racetrack. Miles is in trouble. Meanwhile, Coleman sneaks out front. It's a 3-wide flight for second. Gonzalez back up here. Here goes the 58. Sneaking down the inside. Side by side they go. It's going to get tight coming off of 2. Everybody holds it together. Again, that's Miles, Gonzalez, Mojica. It's a 3-way track race to turn 3. That bottom line gets tight, but they stay off of each other. Meanwhile, Chad Coleman is starting to pull away. 0.4 of a second. A continued 3x3 battle. 2 rows back. Miles is going to win the run there down the front stretch. Gonzalez, Mojica still side by side. Anthony Calatoni's up here, battling for a top 5. Coleman out front. Miles now, though, on the hunt. Those 2 drivers, 2 tire setup. It's still chaotic back here. Everybody's spread out. Gonzalez and Miles. Mojica right there. Coleman on the bottom. Cruising around, minding his own business. We talked about it just a little while ago. Coleman's quick. Just hasn't had the consistency you'd love to see really over the last 2 seasons. Certainly potential for much stronger finishes. But right now, the driver of the 38, he's got that car out front and rolling here at Homestead. Gonzalez back up to the top 3 again. He fell back as far back as, I believe, 8th on that bigger green flag run. That car did not fire off, but leveraged a short pit stop, got the track position back, now currently sitting 3rd. We got a car deep down the inside. Looks like he's going to save it. That was the 07. That is Alan Wild. Came off at turn 2, got really loose, but is able to check it up, maintain a top 10 spot. And now, our top 5, mostly single file. I knew Pedro Mojica was going to make me a liar. Now the inside of Gonzalez. Fires it off hard into 1. He's going to make that stick. Mojica, one of the drivers that took 4. Oh, he's going to be loose. Big wiggle out of the 58 underneath Stephen Miles. Miles is going to shift to the inside. He's going to challenge Coleman as they go into 3. Coleman not able to run the line he wants to. He's going to be up about midway through the track. He's going to get tight and slide up. That's going to give the lead to Stephen Miles, but here comes Pedro Mojica. It's a 3-wide battle for the lead. Drag race as they roll off into 1. Mojica right down to the bottom. And he's going to clear him. Pedro Mojica back to the point. Oh, we got wrecking down the backstretch. That's the 33 sideways. That's Brent Scott. He was having a strong top 10 run. Gets loose off of 2 and brings the caution out here, lap number 32. Just as the 58 pulled off that pass on Chad Coleman and the crew, Pedro Mojica out front here. Chad Coleman, Stephen Miles, Anthony Calatoni, he is up to P4. Jose Gonzalez 5th. Not a bad run for the top 5. We're under caution here. Lap number 33. We're going to step aside for just a moment and come back to you with some green flag action. You're watching Turn 1. Pace car lights are out, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here. Lap number 36. We're closing in on the halfway point here tonight. Before we get going, though, if you haven't already checked it out, head on over to sim500.com. There may be an announcement to a special holiday July 6th summer event that is going to be one for the watching. Let me tell you, if you're interested in taking the 87 Cup cars around for a long Daytona run, broadcasted live right here on Turn 1, I'm going to win some cash prizes. Head on over to sim500.com for more details. Out front, this is going to be pretty exciting. We're going to see Anthony Calatoni on the point in the control car. We said he needed a strong run. Well, it doesn't get any better than being in the lead. Green flag back out. The 84 on the point. Schwerkart able to get up there as well after these pit stops by some of these drivers, but he's not been down pit road since lap 2. Jeff Hollingsworth, he's up 20 spots up here running hard. This pit stop strategy's got everybody kind of fanned out and everywhere. We've got folks that in this top 10 that's been down pit road lap 19, lap 33, lap 2. So a lot of different strategies. And that's producing this type of racing here. That's 3 wide. That's Pedro Mojica, Dalton England's there. Josh Schwerkart is there. Byron Daly is there. Logan Coger's there. This is all battling here from 5th to 10th. Meanwhile, out front, Calatoni. Out front of Robert Ferrari. Jeff Hollingsworth. James Durr, Pedro Mojica, your top 5. Mojica did come down, but that looks like that may have been just a splash of gas. I'm not 100% sure. Only spent about 5 seconds in the box. Maybe taking right sides. Who knows what this tire strategy at this point is. But he is going to move up to P4. Oh, he's going to have to block. He's going to go down and cut the run off of James Durr. James is going to go to the high side. That car is going to get really tight up there. He's going to be under pressure. Dalton England now going to look on the inside. Durr's going to have the run, but England's going to be right there on the inside quarter panels. They roll off into 1. Durr's going to go high. England's going to go low. He's going to bring Byron Daly. He's going to follow the high line. Jose Gonzalez on the low. This is chaos back here. 2, 3, 4 wide down the backstretch. Able to, I don't know how they pulled that off. Gonzalez muscling his way through the middle. The corner is going to get loose on the outside of Stephen Miles. Was able to save it, but you saw the right rear of that car starting to slide around on Gonzalez, but able to hang on to it. Meanwhile, let's go back up front. Anthony Calatoni, last down pit road, lap 19, took 4 tires and fuel. Oh no, they're wrecking back here. That's that whole group that was battling. The caution's out. Big pile up. Oh, bunch of junk on the racetrack. That's going to be a huge impact to a lot of these teams. This is going to be the big one at Homestead. Let's go back here and see if we can take a look. This is going to start around with Brent Scott, Troy Hates, and a couple others. Let's see what happened. Coming down the backstretch, there it is, yeah. And everybody just goes around, and there's really nowhere to go. The top and the bottom of the racetrack are blocked up. That's going to impact so many cars. Logan Coger involved. Dalton England, he's involved. James Durr, Tyler Dalton, Joey Gattina, Mark Schrader, Gary Wright, Byron Daly involved. Gerald Livingston involved. Vincent Guerrero, he's involved. This is going to be a huge impact to a lot of fast drivers here tonight under caution. Once again here, with a good portion of the field impacted. with a huge wreck down the backstretch. Lap number 42. We're going to step aside and we'll re-rack it, kind of figure out who's going to be where when we go back green flag racing. You're watching Turn 1. Pace car is going to duck back down pit road. Calatoni. Ferrari going to be up front. Green flag back out. Past halfway here at Homestead. We'll let this restart play out. Do a little bit of a recap here. So we're well past halfway in tonight's ARCA race for the Sunday Night Thunder Sim 500 group right here on Turn 1. Hello, I'm Sean Fitz. Appreciate you being here. The 58. Leds has led most of the most number of laps so far here in this 40-lap run. He's got 4 tires and some potential. Came down pit road about 10 laps ago. Took those 4. Only got about 8 laps on him. Now looking up front, going after the 84. Meanwhile, Chad Coleman came down pit road same time, took 4 tires as well. Coleman battling up front. But here comes Mojica. He's going to have some RPM in the car. There'll be some momentum for him. Does he have something for the 84 as they roll off into 3? He's not going to. Stephen Miles now starting to get big in the mirror behind the 58. Him and Coleman side by side. Coleman's going to get tied off the corner, but he's going to have the momentum to charge down the front stretch here at Homestead. Not going to get clear of him. Coleman's going to go high up the racetrack in 1. But it's going to be a drag race for that 3rd place spot. Meanwhile, the 58's looking underneath the 84. There it is. Mojica got underneath him, and that's going to take that spot away. Oh, Mojica's going to get down to the apron, get loose. The 84 is going to hang on to the high line. He's going to have the momentum. It's 2 by 2, 2 rows as they come across the stripe here for lap number 47. Coleman, he's now looking to the high line. It's a 3-way battle for the lead. Mojica's going to be to the bottom. He's going to slide up the racetrack. He's going to secure that spot, but here comes Coleman right to the bumper. A shove down the backstretch. Coleman looking to the inside. He's going to get tight. He's going to push the 58 up the track. Here comes Stephen Miles. Huge runs, 4-wide battle. The whole top 6 fighting for the lead here at Homestead. Stephen Miles hanging on the outside. Chad Coleman on the bottom. Pedro Mojica, Anthony Calatoni side by side. Jose Gonzalez up there with him again. Now Stephen Miles in the number 24 on the point. Coleman hanging on there, P2. Pedro Mojica is going to settle back into third. He got tight in the corner. And Miles on the outside, he had to just back out of the throttle, trying to hang on to it. Hard racing action here as we can catch our breath a little bit. Miles, Coleman, Mojica, your top three. Gonzalez now starting to poke his nose up underneath the 84. Calatoni has not been down pit road since lap 19, so a little bit more racing action on those tires for that driver. Trying to hang on to it. He just needs another caution to come out. That would probably play in his favor. He still has a full set of tires down pit road. Out front, Miles, though, leading the charge over Coleman Mojica. Miles is going to try to break up the draft. Going to dive down into the corner entry. Coleman's going to ride the outside. He's going to have some momentum coming off the corner. What can he do with it? That's going to bring him alongside. He's going to be into the right corner panel of the Miles side by side as they roll into one. It's going to be a drag race out of these two coming down the backstretch. Miles is, oh, sorry, that's Coleman loose. He was able to save it. But that car looking sideways coming out of two. Now Mojica, Calatoni is there. Gonzalez right there with him as well. Really the top five, again, battling pretty much under a blanket for this P2 spot. Miles, meanwhile, he's up front. I would argue in a comfortable lead, even though it's only 2/10. But here comes Mojica now. Coleman is falling back to third. Can the 58 regroup and get back out front? Side by side back here again. This is the 84 and the 2. Battling it out back here for fifth. Now we've got a chance to look back. Alan Wild running 7th. Jeff Hollingsworth. Brian Workman up 5 spots. Winner last week at Pocono. I believe that was Pocono. Is that where we were last week with these? Yeah, either way, Brian Workman won. Pulled off a fantastic, I'm sorry, that was not Pocono for this group. But anyway, either way, Brian Workman won. Pulled off a strong, strong performance. Making it look easy for those guys, and he was so excited to bring home the victory here for the Sunday Night Thunder group. Oh, and I'm sorry, that was at Daytona, not Pocono. Pocono was DRS series. Sorry about that. But either way, Stephen Miles out front right now. Pedro Mojica kind of got on cooldown a little bit here. He's running nearly identical lap times between the two drivers, a 91 to a 90. So really no marginal difference there. Coleman running third. Gonzalez, Calatoni, your top 5. Here comes the 2 car looking underneath. Calatoni down the backstretch. Let's take a look a little bit further back here. Vincent Guerrero, he was involved in one of those incidents, has recovered somewhat well here in the 45. He's up to 11th. John Mustaine, another points contender. He's going to have a good night. Just needs to keep that car clean with Fuller pretty deep in the standings. Running currently Mustaine running 12th. David Pearson, Gary Wright, Gerald Livingston, Ed Williams, Justin Folger, Logan Koger, Troy Hoyt, and Brent Scott, your top 20. Surprised to see Fuller still out on track. Obviously down greatly on speed, the 51. Currently sitting 17th right now here with 25 laps remaining. Back out front, Stephen Miles continues to lead here. Gonna try to put one together. Miles just looking to finish out a consistent run here. Has had some strong finishes. Been up front in a couple different ways. Has contended for some wins. Needs a solid night here. Pedro Mojica, of course, as we talked about, also another very fast driver. When it's all said and done. Currently battling P2. Was on the pole. Led the most laps here so far, but in trouble. Sitting P2. May have wore out those tires a little bit. Last down pit road, lap 33. I think that was a 2-tire stop out of that driver. He's just waiting for another caution. I imagine we'll see the whole field come back down one more time if given the opportunity. Chad Coleman, Jose Gonzalez, they're side by side. Not a bad run out of these two. And then Anthony Calatoni rounding out your top 5. One of the longer green flag runs we've had here tonight. As I say that, I think Alan Wild had that thing really loose. Calatoni's deep down the racetrack as well. Something happened there. Calatoni's off the pace. He's in trouble. Here comes the 2. Another 3-way battle back here. That's Tyler McAhee rather. Brian Wortman, Jeff Hollingsworth, all battling it out right here. This is to remain in the top 10. John Mustaine working his way forward, trying to hold on to that 10th place spot. Calatoni gonna take it high on the racetrack out of 1 and 2. But here comes the 2 underneath him. Still a bit of a battle here. Wortman, McAhee, side by side as they roll off into 2. Or I'm sorry, roll off into 4. Hollingsworth right there as well, waiting to pounce. So everybody gets it figured out coming down to the front stretch. Stephen Miles out front. A solid, consistent 3/10 of a lap. 3/10 of a second lead over Pedro Mojica, Chad Coleman. Again, Mojica last time down, lap number 33. He only took 2 tires. I think everybody around him took 4. Stephen Miles, Chad Coleman, and here comes Coleman now. Starting to close in on the driver, the 58. Last time by Mojica, rather, looking on the outside of Miles. I'm sorry, no, that was not Mojica. I'm sorry. That is Stephen Miles working through some lap traffic. That just shows you, again, one of the longer green flag runs we've had here. Miles out front. Last time by ran a 32.18. Mojica, I'm sorry, a 34.18. Mojica, a 34.13. Coleman, a 34.18. Gonzalez, a 34.20. These cars roughly about a second off the pace off fastest laps of the night. But these two starting to separate themselves from the rest of the field. Gonzalez right to the bumper of Coleman. Coleman's going to go to the high line. Seen that car sideways a few times here tonight. Would love to finish out a top 3. Miles out front, but here comes Mojica, starting to get big in the mirror. At a moment, 10 or 5 laps ago, I would have thought the 58 may be in trouble, but now that driver within a car length of the leader once again. Last time by, Miles a 34.13, Mojica a 34.24. A little bit of a slip there out of the 58. Gonzalez, though, has moved up to P3. Coleman has fallen back to 4th. The 2 car was able to finally shut the door on Anthony Calatoni, who's sitting 6th right now. Alan Wild, Brian Wortman, Tyler McGee, McGee. Tyler, I apologize, my man. Tyler McGee sitting 9th right now. Justin Mustaine, your top 10. 15 laps remaining here tonight at Homestead for the Sim 500 group, the Sunday Night Thunder team right here on turn 1. Hello, I'm Sean Fitz. If you haven't already done so, man, I tell you what, we are with these guys all ARCA season long, and we would love your support. Head on over, whatever streaming platform you're taking in this content tonight, whether it be on YouTube where we have a new vertical stream, or over on Twitch, Facebook, whatever you so choose to be, please do us a favor. Like, subscribe, comment, say hello in chat. We'd love to hear from you, and we appreciate your support. Here comes the Pedro Mojica, the 58, right to the bumper of the 24. Gonzalez now on the move as well, starting to pressure his roommate. Those two started 1-2 here tonight. But Gonzalez maybe starting to show those 4 tires paying off. Look at the inside of Mojica. Miles is looking in the mirror thing saying, fight, battle, do what you got to, guys. Oh, take your time. He wants to be able to pull away. Your top 10 mostly single filed out with the exception of this battle right here. And that's just the one car. He's a lap down. He's gonna drive around Mustang there. I believe John. Yeah, he's definitely got newer tires. Came down lap 49. This is a battle for position. That's Wortman and Wild side by side as they roll off into 2. Wortman on the bottom trying to hang on to it. That's gonna be tight. Again, these drivers not been down pit road. Some of them lap 33, others lap 44, or lap 41 rather. So a lot of different varying strategies back here. But the top 3, again, all came down pit road lap 33, but I believe Mojica may have only taken 2 tires. As they work their way through some lap traffic, Mojica's gonna look underneath the 24. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Mojica may have got just enough of a toe. He's gonna look underneath the 24. Right to the bottom he goes. Miles is gonna have the run on the high side. Can Mojica shut the door? He's not gonna be able to. Oh, there it is. Pedro Mojica back to the point with 10 to go. Gonzalez now looking to take advantage. What's going on with the 24? Right to the back bumper of the 26. Miles now looking underneath Gonzalez, but he looks off the pace. Lap times have really fallen off of Miles as they're going to drive around the 51 of Fuller. Coming across the stripe, the 58 of Mojica. Out front here at Homestead once again. Gonzalez settling into P2 here. He's going to have the tire. Does he have the time to get around the 58? Miles sitting P3 right now. Chad Coleman, your 4th place sitter. And 2, Robert Ferrari. Robert, again, another name. Not sure how to pronounce. Sitting in the top 5. Anthony Calatoni, Brian Wortman, Tyler McGee, John Mustaine sitting 9th right now. Alan Wild, your top 10. Again, a lot of these drivers having a really solid points night. Justin Fuller currently sitting 17th on track. Was involved in that big wreck back on, I believe, let's see, back on lap number 23. Your points that had a 48-point gap to 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Right now running 17th. This is going to be a huge night for some of these drivers in terms of the point standings here tonight for the Sunday Night Thunder group. Gonzalez closing in on the bumper of the 58, coming down the front stretch. 7 laps remaining here. We've seen a couple cautions, obviously, but we've also seen a long green flag run since lap 41. And here comes Gonzalez, side by side. We've got to fight for the lead as they come out of 4. These two started on the front row, and they're battling for the top spot. Mojica's going to edge them out. 6 laps remaining. Gonzalez is going to hold the bottom, but he's going to have a lap car right there in his way. Mojica's not going to give him any space. Gonzalez is going to get out of shape. Here comes Miles. Miles has the high line. Gonzalez on the low line. Mojica out front once again. Unfortunately, the 26 just got caught behind some lap traffic. Not the way he wanted to see that go. He was well on his way to the top spot. Coming across the stripe. 5 laps remaining here tonight. Miles now looking underneath Gonzalez. Mojica is going to start to pull away. 3/10, 4 laps to go. Does Miles have anything for him? Here comes the hard charge. Oh, that's John Schwerkart. He is a lap down. Nothing to worry about there, but he definitely has those newer tires. You see that coming to play into fruition. But he's going to get in the way of Gonzalez. Gonzalez caught him at a bad spot there. He's going to lose some time. Miles to the bumper. Now, all of a sudden, the 26, 4/10 back behind our leader. Miles now looking underneath, side by side for second. 3 to go. The 58 just needs to lead his race here. It is all for him to give up. Playing tire strategy to get back up front. Needs to hang on for 2.5 more laps here. Lap traffic is going to be a factor. Gonzalez is starting to close. Within a car length here as they come across the stripe. 2 to go. Gonzalez now underneath the 54. It's a side-by-side battle. They're going to come out of turn 2. It's going to be a drag race. Mojica sideways. Gonzalez is going to take advantage of it. Here comes Miles as well. Miles goes deep up top. He's going to have the momentum. Can he uproot the 26? 4 corners left. 1 lap to go at Homestead. Can the 58 hang on? Through 1 and 2. Gonzalez is going to be a lane high. He's going to be right to the bumper when they get to 3. What happens? He's not going to be there. The 58, his first start of the season, leads the most laps. And it's a checkered flag from Pedro Mojica at Homestead. Jose Gonzalez, Steven Miles, your top 3. What an insane race at Homestead for the Sunday Night Thunder Group. The 1 car bringing home the checkered flag here tonight at Homestead. For the Sim 500 crew, we're going to step aside and we'll bring you some post-race coverage, as I'm sure the 58 is going to burn them down on the front stretch. You're watching Turn 1. Another one in the books here tonight for the Sim 500 group right here on Turn 1. Thanks so much for tuning in. Post-race coverage live right here across all of our streaming platforms. Waiting for our top 3 to pop up. In the meantime, though, again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do what you need to do to get connected to the Sim 500 group each and every week right here. Next week, we head off over to Charlotte, one of my favorite racetracks. This time, same channel, right here on Turn 1, starting at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. You're not going to want to miss that. That mile and a half is going to be a lot of fun to watch these cars take on Charlotte Motor Speedway. Again, as a reminder, your top 3 here tonight: Pedro Mujica, Jose Gonzalez, Steven Miles brought home 3rd place. We're going to wait for our top 3 to pop up and then do a quick post-race group or post-race interview with at least our winner. Hey, Cliff, we see you in chat. We appreciate it. Sim 500 makes these really exciting races so fun to call. We're glad you enjoyed the broadcast, brother. Thanks for being here on a Sunday night. Again, I want to say thanks once again I'm sorry, who was it over there on the vertical chat? That was Macy tuning in. Macy, thanks so much for being here. We got a couple of follows over on Twitch as well, so we appreciate the support. Gonna give our top 3 here just another few moments to come up. We would love to talk with them. One final reminder, if you want to join this group, maybe do some racing of your own with the Sim 500 group and the ARCA series specifically, or you want to check out their other offerings. Again, as I talked about at the top of the broadcast, they have multiple groups running almost each and every night here of the week. Head on over to sim500.com, whether it be Sunday Night Thunder group, the GOAT series. There's several other folks that you would definitely want to get connected with the Go Racing if you're looking for a fun, fast, and competitive group to run with. sim500.com for more information. Just put a note out there. Would love to talk with, if they're tuning in, Pedro Mujica, Steven Miles, and Jose Gonzalez. If you're around, we'd love to talk with you really quick here for some post-race coverage. We'll give it another moment or so. We're going to wrap up tonight's race coverage. We're going to pick back up Tuesday night with the DRS crew right here on turn 1. Let me take a look. I know DRS this week is going to be at Chicagoland. It's going to be a great time to watch that race. And then, as I mentioned, Charlotte Motor Speedway next Sunday night. And then we head to Talladega, so 1 week from Tuesday, as the racing action continues to unfold throughout the summer. If you want to, if you're interested in advancing or elevating your event, want to check out maybe opportunities to broadcast your special event or race, head on over to facebook.com, do a search for Turn 1 Broadcasting. We've got the driver, the 58 here tonight, his first start in the ARCA series with the Sim 500 group, and his first checker flag of the season. Pedro, congratulations, man. That 58 car looked like it was on rails. Talk us through your night, especially kind of taking that, maybe that little bit of pit strategy there on lap 33. Pedro, you got a copy? I think you're muted there, bud. Pedro. Maybe not. We'll keep a close eye on that. Again, the driver of the 58 out front, your winner here tonight at Homestead. His first start of the Sunday Night Thunder ARCA series. This completes race number 5. Pedro, you got a copy? It doesn't look like he's with us. Post-race, not going to cooperate very well. Not sure what's going on. Either way, we are going to wrap up race coverage there. Again, Pedro Mejica dominates here tonight at Homestead, but it was a tight race. Jose Gonzalez, Stephen Miles up front tried to keep it exciting. Well, points leader Justin Fuller involved in an accident. Gonna have a poor points night because of it. We'll recap everything next Sunday night. Until then, on behalf of the league admins, I'm Sean Fitz. We appreciate you being here. Until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
It's too late to try to go contain it. A generation